They did it again. The win streak has reached 10. Recapping Sabres and Stars on our final show of 2025 here in the Locked On Sabres podcast.
You're Locked On Sabres, your daily podcast on the Buffalo Sabres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome in to this New Year's Eve night edition of the Locked On Sabres podcast. Thanks for making us your first listen every day, free and available wherever you listen to your podcast. That also includes watching our show on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe if you do watch and become a part of our Locked On Sabres Everydayers Club. You want to do that? Head over to LockedOnSabres.supercast.com, and that is the place to sign up and watch us there. Sneaky Joe DiBiase here on a kind of a post-game edition of the podcast here, hit and record right after the Buffalo Sabres win over the Dallas Stars in Dallas. I think it's the most impressive win of the entire win streak, which is now at 10. They did it. They have tied the franchise record. They will have a chance in Columbus to break the franchise record. What a night that it was. We'll go through the goals. We'll go through the heroes of this game. Tage Thompson, unbelievable effort. The standings as well, the numbers, the goaltending. What a night from Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. 3 good starts in a row from him. I mean, there's just so much we could really get to here on the show. Very excited to have this show along as the Buffalo Sabres end 2025, the calendar year, in a playoff spot, which I did not see coming. I don't know if anybody saw it coming. Not by the end of the new year, right? Look, it took a 10-game win streak we did the thing by points percentage, which I still think is the more accurate way to do it. But now it's in every way possible. However you look at the standings, they are in a playoff spot. We'll get to the standings and what happened around the league a little bit more later on. But this game against the Dallas Stars, man, I can't believe they really did it. I can't believe they won by 3 goals. This Buffalo Sabres team has been playing so good in the last couple of games. You know what? Especially really since we really poked around at the numbers that showed that when their win streak was at like 6, you looked at it and went, why are they in this stretch last in the league in expected goals? And why are they getting outshot? And why are the scoring chances so far against them? Like, why is all that happening? And I chalked that all up to a lot of they've been winning in a lot of these games. And that maybe has proven true because since then, they have trailed early in games. Boston, this was the case, of course. In fact, it's 3 games in a row. Boston scored first. St. Louis scored first. St. Louis not scored first, but they left the first period with a lead. Dallas, same thing. Sabres have trailed through 20 minutes of action in 3 consecutive games, and they have fought their way back to win each and every one of those hockey games. And this one, the third period, man, I can't wait to talk about the third period, but I don't want to jump ahead of myself just yet. Let's go through the goals very quickly. I want to get to Tage Thompson's performance in general, and that'll be a part of this as well. I was 3 minutes late to the game. I knew the game started at 8:10. I was getting back from dinner, and I run to my TV, and sure enough, it's already 1-0. And I'm thinking, that's not a good start to the night. 1-0, Maverick Bourque, 15 seconds into the game on kind of a bouncy situation, not a great play by Rasmus Dahlin. I thought, by the way, I did not think Dahlin was all that great on this night. I thought he made a lot of interesting and poor puck decisions. I think it's more so by Dahlin standards, though. Like, I think he was fine, but I didn't think he was superstar Dahlin, but it's fine. They won a game with him playing that way, but I think shows off some of their talent and some of their depth. And he was standing there on that first goal. I think he should have been moving his feet. Could have got that puck swiped away, and he didn't. So a little bit on him, but that's the only goal the Sabres give up the entirety of the night. Josh Doan, you got to go all the way to the midway through the second period. I thought between that Bourque goal early in the first and when Doan scored in the second, the Sabres really didn't let the game get away from them, and that could have happened. I mean, you're on the road, you're against a great team. You could easily think to yourself, maybe this is the day where it ends. Like, nobody's going to get mad at us for, we got to 9, we lost at Dallas. That's not a tough one at all. And they didn't shy away. They didn't, I think, shy away from the pace or the physicality of the game. I think they took it to Dallas for a lot of that stretch until they tied it. And when they did tie it, what a play. It's the first great play by Tage Thompson. Although I will say, and those that were in our private Discord, which is one of the features you can get from our Everydayers Club, so be sure to sign up for that. If you're in the Discord, you'll know that somewhere before he had any points, I think on the night, I said, I think Tage is playing a lot better this game. I had called him out a little bit, did not like his effort, did not like his game overall when he was playing the other night for the Buffalo Sabres against St. Louis. In this game, though, I loved him. Beginning to end, overall effort, even before he had really took the game over. You could tell Tage was skating well. Maybe he was a little juiced up by the news that he's going to be on Team USA, and he got that call. So that's a possibility. But this play to tie the game, it's really good shielding of the puck in the corner, taking the puck a little bit away from Alex Petrovic, who was the guy covering him, and he keeps his back to him. He doesn't let him get towards the puck. He goes around behind the net, and he does this little loop and turn with his hips twice to kind of get a Stars defender to back off. Ben, I think, was also about to engage with him, and Tage turns his back to him. I think Ben realizes, I'm not going to get this. Let me back out again. And Tage created a little bit of space for himself and just enough time and space to find Josh Doan just off to the right side of the slot, and he's able to bury one. He had not scored in a couple of games. So a big goal for him. He had a goal and an assist on the night. But that was the first great play of Tage's night. Before we get to the rest of Tage, Byram, man, fist pumps all around. You are late in the second period. It's a tied hockey game, and you come down on a 2-on-1. It's a great pass by Noah Ostlund, who had another tremendous effort, I thought, all the way around. He was incredible defensively in this game. I actually didn't think that line played particularly great. Tuch and Norris, I don't think they really had the puck all that much, but they defended well, and Ostlund defended incredibly. This play was a little bit of defense that turned into offense. He gets the puck, and he's stationary along the wall in the neutral zone, but he whips the puck all the way across the ice where I'm sure knows that Byram is skating into with speed, and Norris is also up there, so it turns into that 2-on-1. And Byram, he is absolutely a player that is going to make you a little crazy sometimes in his own end. We've seen mistakes like that. The Boston game the other night where Pastrnak scores, that's a mistake in his own end that leads to a goal by the Bruins. But he's going to be a valuable player for you if he can make up for those mistakes with offense. And at the moment, he's absolutely doing that. Byram coming down on this 2-on-1. He's got Josh Norris on the other side, and he could very easily, any old defenseman very easily could try to feather that pass across to a proven goal scorer, a more solidified goal scorer in the league, Josh Norris, and try to take the pass and not beat the goalie one-on-one. But Byram, without much hesitation, gets the defenseman to middle it just a little bit and clear it for a shooting lane one-on-one, you and Casey DeSmith. And Byram, who I've always thought is a very nice shot. He goes little stick handle and roofs it over the shoulder of Casey DeSmith. It's a great shot by Byram. Really energized the group, I thought, to take the lead late in the second like that into the third. And he is doing that all year. That's his 9th goal of the season in 39 games. That is a 19-goal pace on the season for Byram. And the last time a Sabre defenseman had that many goals, Rasmus Dahlin a couple years ago had 20. Phil Housley has reached that total, and that's kind of it. Like, it is pretty rare territory if he can get somewhere around that number by the end of the year. And he is certainly playing at a really high level right now. His numbers, by the way, from the night, he did not make a lot of those defensive mistakes in this game that I noticed. Byram, when he was out there for this game, the Sabres outshot the Dallas Stars at 5-on-5, 12-7. They outscored them 3-0 All 3 goals were scored when Byram was on the ice. He had a goal and an assist in this one. So a really nice night from him. But Tage takes over the third. Had already been playing well. He totally took over the third period. He drove his line tonight. And that's when this team is playing at their best. When you have 2 other well-balanced lines led by McLeod and Norris, but then Tage with, little bit lesser caliber of line mate, Krebs being up there especially, is able to run his own line. And he absolutely did that in the third. The third period, he comes in with speed, takes a wrist shot, causes a little bit of chaos in front of the net. And the Sabres were able to move the puck around. Samuelsson had come down in low because the Stars had really collapsed in around their own goaltender because Tage had come in with so much speed and had that chance that now they're running around and they're not far enough out on the point. So Samuelsson and Byram have all this space. And Samuelsson gets across to Byram. He just gets the puck through. Nice wrist shot. Doesn't have to be hard. Get it through. And you got 3 Sabre forwards all around the net. Krebs, Doan, and Tage are all around the net. It falls to Tage. I actually thought Doan scored this goal. Now, I guess they're giving it to Tage, and I watched the replay, and it does kind of look like Tage gets a piece of it. But Doan is the one who, with his backhand, is able to kind of get the puck rolling towards the net, and then looks like Tage finishes it off for what was then his 19th goal of the season. And then the prettiest goal they scored on the night, although the Byram goal is pretty nice too, the second Tage goal. Skilled goal, spacing, understanding where the puck should go, power, really nice assist from Power. It's a secondary assist, but one that he definitely earns because, he could have chipped that puck in. He could have done the simple thing and said, I'm standing at the red line. I've got forwards rolling towards the blue line with speed. I could chip this puck in and let them go get it. But instead, he picks out Noah Ostlund, who's wide open on the left wall. And he makes that pass because that is the more dangerous of plays. It might not be the simplest play, but it's the right play to make. And Power does that. It's right on the tape. And then Ostlund, because he's a very good player and he understands Tage is coming in with speed. He's got the middle open. I just got to get this puck to him and let him do the rest. He does that. And then the shot by Thompson. I saw a couple of good breakdowns about that shot, including one from Marty Byram immediately when the postgame began on MSG. That shot is so impressive from Tage Thompson that he pulls the puck in, and that really fools DeSmith. Because if you watch DeSmith, they show on the replay the back camera angle. And when Thompson pulls the puck in, he makes DeSmith think that he's going towards the blocker side. And then right as he's releasing the puck, he pushes it back out to the toe and then releases. And now instead of going blocker side, he's got DeSmith sliding that way and he shoots it back to the glove end. And it's in the corner. And this is maybe the most impressive part for a wrist shot. It's 92 miles per hour. There are a lot of players in the league who will not hit a slap shot this season, 92 miles per hour. And he had that wicked wrister at that amount of speed in the right spot. That is a elite goal scorer's goal by Thompson. He got set up really nicely by Ostlund, by Power to get to that area, but to finish in that way at a 92 mile an hour clip is so, so impressive. Tage was unbelievable in this game. He's the game's #1 star with 2 goals and assists. He was the hero on the night. Didn't like him in St. Louis. He bounced back in a huge way, carried the team on his shoulders the way he's supposed to, and he was incredible. 3-0 when he was out there on the ice, obviously with his points. Sabres outshot their opponent 13-7. When Tage was out there, all the numbers look good. He was awesome. When we come back, some more numbers on the team aspect for this game, and also the penalty kill power play matchup, which I thought was vital in this game, and how that went. UPL as well, and the standings all ahead on the Locked On Sabres podcast. Today's episode of the Locked On Sabres podcast is presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Hit our bet of the night. Thanks to UPL, under 6.5 goals. Gotta love it. So, we are back up to, let me do a check here. Plus 7.5 is what we're looking at. Plus 7.5 units on the season. And we're doing all that at FanDuel Sportsbook. And it's not just hockey right now. I mean, you've got college football, NFL playoffs are starting soon, and the NBA. And man, if you're not taking in Wembanyama and all that's happening there, the Warriors are good again this year, the Lakers, like there's a lot of interesting storylines in the NBA. And every Friday night before the games tip off, FanDuel is giving fans a new way to kick off your weekend with NBA Happy Hour. NBA Happy Hour, your official pregame limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action starts. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern have become appointment viewing with NBA Happy Hour. Opening the FanDuel app during Happy Hour always will bring something new. You get boosts, you get bonuses, tons of surprises. Easy to check the weekly special before tip-off and make a move before the window closes. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app, see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday, 6 to 7:30 Eastern. Little basketball, little action, and a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Sneaky Joe DiBiase back here on the Locked On Sabres podcast. I'm going to get to more on the numbers of this game and UPL and other stuff, but some other good social media back and forths. The Sabres admin on the warpath again. If you were watching closely on the MSG broadcast, you may have noticed, like I did immediately, I think most people, it was tough to miss. Third period, Jordan Greenway. There's a play that dies along the wall. I forget what the whistle was even for. And Jordan Greenway is eye to eye with a fan in the first row in Dallas. And this fan, this guy, flips off Jordan Greenway and then blows him a kiss. And every Sabre fan in the world, I'm sure, wanted to punch this dude in the face. So the Sabres account, awesomely, I think, that's not really a word, but whatever, you know, it's 11:30 and it's almost the new year. Awesomely, let's go with it. Decides to troll this guy by creating a meme of him, and the kiss he blows becomes a W on Jordan Greenway because he wins the game. And they did some other things with it as well. So pretty cool. The guy's got to be banned, right? Banned, suspended. Is that legal? You just flip off players at the arena and get away with it on television? I feel like there should be something coming for that guy. I don't want to take it too seriously, but stay classy, Dallas was the caption that the Sabres tweeted. So there's that. I tweeted out, really wonder if Sabre fans might meet the team at the airport on Saturday night if they break the record on Saturday against the Blue Jackets at 3:00. I feel like it's a good idea. I'm into it. I think we should figure out where that plane might land and when, if they win. And I think maybe it's time to do it for the Sabres. We do it for the Bills all the time. Let's try it for the hockey team. They've earned it for sure. Some other things from this game that I want to get to. Some of the overall team stats, if you haven't looked at them yet, and we'll get to the standings as well. The Sabres in this game outshot the Dallas Stars 31-29. And it went about the way that I expected. If you looked at the numbers before the game, what we laid out for you was, if you missed our preview show, that the Stars are an elite team, but they're not so elite at 5-on-5. They're elite on the power play, and they're elite in goal. So when I look up and see that in this game at 5-on-5, the Sabres had 53 shot attempts, the Stars had 42. Shots on goal were 29-25 in favor of Buffalo. Scoring chances were 29-21 Buffalo. High danger 14-11 Buffalo. Expected goals 3.2 to 2.6 Buffalo. And goals were just 4-1. That was the score. They were all 5-on-5. You outplayed them. When it was man on man, you outplayed them. And that team is second place in the National Hockey League. And you were on the road. That's an awesome, amazing effort by the Buffalo Sabres. The key to this game, to me, was to not take penalties because of how great the Dallas power play has been all year. And they had two opportunities. And I need to give a shout out to the Sabres penalty kill. They were amazing on the penalty kill in this game. Both power plays, the Stars did not get properly set up in the zone until there were fewer than 40 seconds left on the clock. And usually they do it the same way. McLeod and Tuch almost always open up the penalty kill. And this penalty kill is third in the NHL this year, and maybe they'll be higher than that after tonight by percentage. Tuch and McLeod are the biggest reason for it. Those two cover so much space. It's unbelievable with their skating and their reach. Those two, I mean, they're like an elite safety duo in the NFL that you just can't hide from. It's like Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu on the field at the same time on a penalty kill. That's Ryan McLeod and Alex Tuch. And again, Dallas couldn't do anything against those two. When they finally got set up, I think Greenway and Malenstein were the guys that were out there. But even they did, I thought, an okay job. When in those 4 minutes that the Stars were on the power play, they only had 2 shot attempts and only 1 shot on goal. That's unbelievable. 1 shot on goal for Dallas. They actually had more shots when they were disadvantaged in this game. They had 2 shots on the penalty kill. The Stars did. So awesome job by the Sabres penalty kill. You had the second best power play in the league against the third best penalty kill, and that third best penalty kill outplayed that second best power play by a lot in those 4 minutes. So big day there for them. And then Luukkonen, I'm hard on him, and I think rightfully so. He's had a very inconsistent career, but you got to give him his flowers right now because that's 3 games in a row that he's been really solid. And listen, they need him to be because of this Alex Lyon injury. Made me really nervous. It's made me really, really nervous that they won't be able to hold up because Luukkonen is such a rocky goaltender historically that he can't do it for you on a game-to-game-to-game basis. Well, through 1 game, and really through 3 during this win streak, I feel pretty good about it. That is 3 games in a row that Luukkonen has only allowed 1 goal. He allowed 1 on 27 shots against the Devils. He allowed 1 on 23 shots against the Boston Bruins, and he allowed 1 on 29 shots against the Dallas Stars. So if Luukkonen's going to play like this, they can keep this win streak going as long as they can handle it. He will not be losing them games playing like this. I thought you could tell right away, too, that he was dialed in tonight. He was poised. He was moving around well. He was confident. Sometimes when a goalie is throwing the stick around, he had a poke check in the second period when the Sabres were having a tough shift. I think it was the McLeod line got stuck in their own end. And there was a turnover where I think either McLeod or somebody else was trying to get, Quinn maybe, was trying to get the puck back to Zach Metza and couldn't do it. And McLeod had it in his feet. And then as the Stars were taking the puck away and about to drive to the net, Luukkonen whips the stick out. And right then I thought, oh, this guy is confident tonight and he's not letting anything in. And he was really good. Poised throughout the entire night and absolutely deserved another start. And I think you keep rolling with him into the Columbus game on Saturday for Luukkonen. No updates on Lyon that I saw, by the way, from Lindy after the game today. Finally, let's get to the standings. Round the league, Sabres win 4-1. The win streak reaches 10. That ties the all-time record. They had done it 3 times. Now they have done it 4. They have never reached 11. They have a chance to do it on Saturday. 10-game win streak, and they're in a playoff spot. We'll tell you exactly where when we come back on Locked On Sabres. Back here on the Locked On Sabres podcast, we're wrapping things up. Our final 2025 edition of the show. It's 11:30 at night. I would imagine that 99% of you are listening in 2026. So hi from the past, I guess. A little weird. The Sabres are now sitting in a playoff spot officially. You don't have to do it by points percentage, even though that is really the better way to do it. Anyway, by points, they're in. 46 points in 39 games. Listen, if they were at the halfway point, that would be 92-point pace. So they're clearly above that. A little late for me to do math. I'll give you the math next show. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I refuse this late at night and late in the year to do it. 92-point pace. They're above that. So that's a really good start here. They are 1 point behind Washington. They have a game in hand. They are above Washington in terms of points percentage. And now the division, it really looks in play. They are 2 back of Montreal. And reminder, they have 3 matchups against the Canadiens in the month of January. They are 3 back of Tampa. Not worried about Tampa. I don't think they catch them long term. Detroit. Detroit's sitting up there with 51 points. The Sabres 5 back, and they have 2 games in hand. Keeping pace, the Red Wings have been winning games too lately, but they're 5 back of Detroit, and they have 2 games in hand. They win those 2 games in hand, and you're 1 point out from the team that is presently first place in the Atlantic Division. The Metro, if you want to look at them real quick, Philadelphia, 47 points. You're 1 back of Philly. You're 2 back of the New York Islanders. So they are in striking distance of everybody that matters. The only team you're not in striking distance of is Carolina, and who cares because they're going to win the Metro. So there's no point in really paying attention to them anyway. So it's really going well right now for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, games around the league, Boston's going to win tonight, but they're behind you. They're up 4-1. The Flyers are going to lose to Calgary, so that's big. The Capitals beat the Rangers. Lightning beat the Ducks in overtime. That didn't go well. Detroit over Winnipeg. I was really, really rooting for Winnipeg to win that one. New Jersey over Columbus. Your out-of-town scoreboard did not really go well on Saturday night, or excuse me, on Wednesday night. Feels like a Saturday. Thursday night on New Year's Day, what you're going to get is Mammoth and Islanders. So go Utah in that one. Capitals and Senators. That one just don't go to overtime. Winnipeg and Toronto. Toronto's too far back to really worry about it. Lightning and Kings. That's later at night. You definitely want the Kings. And the other big one. You want the Kings over the Lightning. The 2 biggest ones. Kings over Lightning. And you want Hurricanes over Canadiens. You want Carolina to beat all these teams in the Atlantic going forward because they're going to run away with the Metro and you're not worried about them. All right. 10 in a row. Can't beat it. I was so fired up when Byram scored and then both Tage goals because, man, I was on edge. I was waiting for Dallas to take the game over. That's 2 games in a row where they didn't let the opponent do it to them. They didn't back off and sit on their heels and sit in their own end and let the other team take it to them. They kept going after it. The puck possession and creating their own chances. I mean, in the third period, which, you know, they score how early in the third to take the lead? Well, actually, sorry, they took the lead in the third period. So they're up 1 going into the third. And in a period where you had the lead, you had the same amount of shots as them. You had more of everything else. You had more shot attempts. You had more scoring chances. You were the better team. You were the better team in the third period. You spent more time in their end. And they were the team that was down trying to play catch up. That's the mark of a great team. The other thing, lastly, that I want to mention here before we get out of here, a comparison between the 2018 win streak and this win streak. We might be doing a lot of that coming up here because that one clearly proved to be fluky, and I am looking for more and more reasons to show that this one is not fluky. Well, here's one example for you. That 2018 10-game win streak team, we all know that they went to overtime 7 times in that 10-game win streak. They had 9 of their 10 one-goal games. 9 of their 10 wins were 1-goal wins. This team, on their present 10-game win streak, only 4 of their games, were 1-goal wins. 4 out of 10. That team in 2018, it was 9 out of 10. You've had 3 2-goal victories, 2 or more goal victories in a row. You beat Dallas by 3, you beat St. Louis by 2, you beat Boston by 3, you beat New Jersey by 2, you beat Philly by 2, you beat Seattle by 2. More multi-goal victories. Another one of these signs. In some of these games, you get an empty netter, and that helps. But another sign that this could be for real. And we all knew that one back then. We all saw that back then that one ended up not being for real. All right, that's going to do it for me. Happy to leave 2025 in a playoff spot. Didn't think it was going to happen. Here we are. And here is to the new year and New Year's resolution. Every Sabre fan, let's say it together. The New Year's resolution for 2026 is break the freaking playoff drought. Let's get there. The team's doing it, and they are on their way. They just got to keep rolling here and get it through, as Bulldog says, get it to the garage from here to April. get it to the garage, get this team into the playoffs, and keep it rolling. We will talk to you next tomorrow. We will be going through all that is the Columbus matchup and also the Olympic decision. So the report is that Tage is going to be on the team. We don't know about others yet, so we'll go through that a little bit on all of these teams. I got some takes on that as well, but we'll look at the Columbus matchup. Yarmo revenge game. Kekalainen back to Columbus. They got to win one for Yarmo and to break the franchise record. Bad team. Talk about them next time. Here at the Locked On Sabres podcast. Check out our Everydayers Club. Get into our Discord. It is private unless you're in the Everydayers Club, and then you get in there and we have a lot of fun with us. We're really doing a lot with it. So get in there and get ad-free versions of the show as well. LockedOnSabres.supercast.com. All right. Talk to you tomorrow here in the Locked On Sabres podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Now the #1 sports podcast network.